There are 3 new pets for hunters to tame in the War Within Prepatch. Specifically this week, we had 3 BFA bosses unlocked for players to be able to tame, and now hunters can use them as their pets. It's pretty cool. We've been asking for these for quite a while, and I know there's a lot of players that are super excited for these to now be unlocked. Now, the thing is that 2 of them are going to be classified as undead pets, undead creatures. So in that case, you are going to have to unlock the ability to tame undead creatures. Now, if you're not sure if you do have that unlocked or not, go ahead and use this macro I'm going to use in the description. There's 2 of them, and it's going to show you in your chat box which of the pets you do know how to tame. Keep in mind, it is unlocked for your entire account once you do consume one of these, the consumables that unlocks that pet class for you. You can take a look at the list and then see which ones you don't have, but specifically the one we're looking for today is undead. Now let's talk about how you can get this consumable that unlocks your ability to get undead pets. What you want to do is you want to go on over to Oribos and you're going to fly to Maldraxus. Oribos can be accessed in both of the teleport rooms for each of the other factions, for each Horde and Alliance, respectively. But now the thing is that you're not going to have a flight master there unless you've unlocked the intro quests to Shadowlands. Now, Alliance players, you want to head on over to the Stormwind Castle. Just in front of it, you're going to see Mograine. You're going to be able to pick up a quest from him, and there's going to be a skip a dialogue option where you can skip all of the scenario leading up to Shadowlands and all that. If you haven't done that before on any of your characters, you will have to go through a scenario and a couple introduction quests. Otherwise, if you've already done that, just click that button and it's going to plop you into Oribos. At that point, you're going to select Threads of Fate. That is just going to be an option. You can't move actually until you select either play through the campaign or Threads of Fate. If you're wanting to move faster, select Threads of Fate. You have to type Fate in the bar, and then you're going to walk on up to the flight path on the second deck and then fly on over to Maldraxus. Once you're in Maldraxus, I spent a lot of time farming all of the creatures around the map and just trying to get this tome to drop. But I went into Plaguefall. You can skip that whole process, just going into Plaguefall, going into that dungeon. And I found it on the first mob I fought in there. So I think it's a better drop rate for dungeons. I'm pretty sure, at least. Just head on straight into Plaguefall and then you'll be able to grab this immediately. Hopefully it'll drop as soon as it did for me, for you. Next, once you have that done, go ahead and link that macro inside of your chat box again and just verify that it does say undead yes. Make sure you use the tome, by the way, for you to be able to unlock it. And then once it says yes, you're all ready to go. What you're going to do, first thing, let's talk about Grong the Undead Revenant. This is going to be a boss that was in the battle for Zardalor that now Alliance hunters are going to be able to tame. Beforehand, Horde hunters had the ability to tame him because he had an alive version on their version of the raid, and then Alliance had a different version of the raid. Both factions have their own, and you weren't able to tame him. Like I mentioned, with this patch, he is now unlocked. So Alliance players, you're just going to progress the Battle of Zar'Dalor up to the 3rd boss, and that will be Grong. Now, the thing is that you're going to find the entrance to that raid is going to be in Boralus, just right next to the boat where you accept quests and stuff like that. Now let's talk about the next one. This is going to be open to all Horde and Alliance. Both factions have access to the Fetid Devourer. The Fetid Devourer is going to be in Uldir. This is going to be accessible in the Nazmir zone, and this is going to be on the Horde continent. Now, Alliance players, this is where we have a little extra steps. If you've never done BFA level content, you're going to head on over to the command board and accept the quest from the NPC right next to it. Coord's in the description. You're going to go ahead and accept that quest, and it's going to send you through some introduction quests to get you to Boralus for the first time. You're going to have to break out of prison and all this kind of stuff. Now, when I did this, I did not see a skip ability like the same way for the Shadowlands stuff. I did have to play through this again, even though I've done this on many other characters. Let me know in the description if it worked, or let me know in the comment section if that worked for you, if you were able to skip this. Just go ahead and play through this scenario. It's going to eventually plop you down in Boralus. You're going to have to jump around to a few points and do a couple quests, but you're looking for this quest off of Dragonbane. I'm going to link his coordinates in the description as well. He's going to be on his boat chilling, and you want to accept the quest from him called called the War Effort. And this is where you're going to click or pick the Horde zones. Okay, so you're going to select Nazmir as your option, and that's going to have you talk to the captain, which is then going to send you over to Nazmir, and you'll have to do one introduction quest there. All right. Alliance players, we caught up to Horde. Now, Horde, you're just going to head on over to Nazmir, and then Alliance players, we're going to head into Uldir. Everyone, let's go to Uldir, and we're going to go ahead and go in there, and we're going to look for the third boss. This is going to be an third option boss. I didn't mention this with Grong, but what's going to happen after you tame the boss is that it's going to lock you in the room, and you're not able to leave because it thinks the boss is still alive. So that you're going to need to use your Hearthstone. And since we're doing these back to back, your Hearthstone might be on cooldown at this point. Go ahead and use your Darion Hearthstone instead, or your Garrison Hearthstone to be able to get out of there. I'm not sure what to do otherwise. If all your Hearthstones are on cooldown, try to use the unstuck option, or I guess just chill and feign death until you eventually die. Finally, the next thing we want to do is that we're going to head on over to Zardalor, whatever, this dungeon that's going to be in the Zulda area. So this is like the Horde capital zone. You're going to head on over here and go into the dungeon, and nice and easy, Rezan, an undead devilsaur, is going to be waiting for you on the bottom platform, like the pit area. Just go ahead and tame him, and there you go. You have 3 new pets that were not available before now on your hunter. These are pretty usable pets too. The Fetid Devourer does have a Mortal Strike effect on his attacks, which is super nice. He is a tank pet, so the tenacity version, which is okay. I do prefer the ferocity just for the leech that's available. Nice thing is too, though, is that Grong is ferocity, so he's definitely usable in a lot of content, especially if you're soloing stuff. Grong is going to be really nice to use. And then the devilsaur is a devilsaur, but he's an undead devilsaur, which is really cool. So he also has that same Mortal Strike effect that the Fetid Devourer has. Really cool looking pets, all 3 of these. Now, one thing I didn't mention way back when we were inside of Uldir. Uldir does have the ability for you, like there's a token you can get there that's going to help you learn how to tame blood beasts. That's super cool. There's going to be some blood beasts coming up in the War Within that we can tame, and just go ahead and grab that while you're over there. Just go ahead and fight Zul, the boss, right after the Fetid Devourer. You're gonna have to kill the other 2 bosses in that ring area, but still, it's really a very cool. But that's just going to open up your options for once you're going into the War Within. Now, everyone, I do have some profession guides in the description going over stuff to do in the War Within. There's also a guide on what you should be doing this week leading up to the War Within. So go ahead and check the description for all of those. There's plenty of other videos coming out about War Within topics here very soon, including some hunter-specific stuff and some non-hunter-specific stuff. So, all right, everyone, if the video did help you out today, please strike that like button. If you want to stay tuned for more WoW content in the future, please bash the subscribe. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.